We are going to theme our yoga class today around being in the moment, but a lot of self-love, especially with everything that is going on with quarantine. We want to give you that opportunity to give yourself a little love since we are realizing that we are maybe without some of that dialogue and affection, physical touch. So a lot of heart opening today, which will involve a lot of opening up through the heart and chest, and that will be our theme. So we are going to start in a puppy pose versus a child's pose. Now always come into child's pose if that is a better pose for you. A puppy pose, we actually keep the hip bones up and we sit back right here. So it has a little bit more of exercise component to it, a little bit more engagement. But we want to keep our hips a little bit higher. It's a nice pose to do since we're at home practice as well. And again, this pose is focusing on our heart opening up a little bit here. So just allow yourself to sit and move the hips a little bit side to side, tick-tocking. We're already just a little bit dynamic as we settle in. And we can definitely feel the glutes and our backside really getting this nice engagement. And we're going to continue to just tick-tock the hips a little bit side to side. And we'll come up onto our hands and knees here. And we're going to play in a cow pose as well. Again, move your hips side to side. Focus on your breath, notice your breath, and really settle into it. And then from here, take your time and go ahead and just lift your heart in cow pose. We know cow pose. Our tailbone is lifting, our heart and chest are lifting, and then just pull yourself forward. And this pose often in a really advanced option, we're going to lower the hips and stretch. This pose can be done with a lot of dipping and lowering, but we're going to really modify for the spine. So we're here and the hips lower, and we're just going to come back. And tick-tock the hips a little bit here. We'll do it 2 more times, but just moving your hips to the right and left. And then let's shift ourselves forward. This is heart opening again. Lower the hip bones. The shoulders pull back. Pull the chin back a little bit too. And then sit back. And then let's just do it once more. So shifting our hip bones. Lowering the pelvis. Pulling the shoulder bones down and pulling the chin slightly back. And then come back here. And one more time, just tick-tock the hips and sit back into puppy pose. And just give your spine the stretch. The other way. So we're lengthening the muscle groups. We're going to come forward from here. Take your time. We're actually bypassing downward facing dog. And we're going to step our feet and roll our body completely standing next. And once we come standing, arms are going to lift up to the ceiling with our breath in. And we're going to add a little bit of a back bend. So pulling the thumb knuckles slightly back, you're going to press your chest forward. This should be a back bend that feels good for you without crunching the spine in our neck. Pull your chin back a little bit. You might even feel tightness here. That's very typical. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. And we're going to take a modified version of moon pose as well here. So arms are going to reach up and lift up. And we're going to gently lean to one side. Pressing our hip. This is one of my favorite stretches. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale and lean over to the other side. And inhale. Bring your hands back to your heart space once again. And one more time, as we reach up to the sky, I want you to add in a back bend again. So arms lift and reach. And as arms lift and reach, press the sternum, the breastbone forward. Pull your chin back. And breathe in 3 inhales and exhales. Relax your jaw and face. Take the tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Again, inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhaling. And go ahead and bring your hands to your heart. As we quiet our mind to move in a practice and to move with our body in yoga, I encourage you to also take this moment here in stillness and have a conversation with yourself of love and positivity, of gratitude and openness for whatever the response of the physical body happens to be in your practice this morning. Be open and be loving, be kind, and continue with positive internal dialogue throughout the movement that we take today. Together, we'll open the eyes if they closed, breathe in, and breathe out together. Come to the front space of where you are practicing. For some salutation, there's going to be variation in that for heart opening. Inhale, heart and chest will lift. Arms will lift. Exhale and fold to the floor. Halfway lift on inhale. And let's find our downward dog and be in the downward dog just for a few breaths in and out. Only on one round here. Our first downward facing dog. Head can shake and nod. You might find some extra space in your neck and in your spine. Your hips might move and tick-tock side to side. You'll take your time and shift forward. Kneecaps will lower down to the floor if you need to. And now we're going to add in extra heart opening as we lower the ribs and chest. Big toes glued to the floor. Thumb knuckles in by the armpit crease. Elbow bones squeeze your sides. Inhale. Exhale and come back down. Do that 2 more times. See if you can keep big toes glued to the floor on the way back down. Inhale here. Elbow bones hugging by the rib cage. Exhale and back down to the floor. Big toes still glued. 1 more time here. Inhale. And exhale, coming back down to the floor. Then all 10 toes curling under and hips lifting for downward facing dog. Head can shake, and now once again, you'll look forward to step the feet. Halfway lift on inhale. Exhaling and folding. Root through the 4 corners of your feet and rise up. Inhale. And pull the thumb knuckle back as your heart presses forward. Exhale the hands to the heart space. Begin another round. Inhale, reach up to the sky, breath in. Exhale and swan dive to the floor to forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale. And on your exhales, your hands come to the floor, step the feet back. I can shake and nod if you would like. And you'll shift into your plank pose. And we'll take you 3 back bends again as we lower ribs and chest. Now, back bends are not in your practice. You'll continue in downward facing dog. Inhale, squeeze the elbow bones and lift your heart and chest. Exhale, come back down to the earth. And again, inhaling, heart and chest lift. And exhale. One more time, inhaling. This round, let's look over one shoulder and gently look over the other. And then curl the 10 toes under and lift the hips for downward dog. Looking forward to step your feet. Halfway lift on inhale. On exhale, you are folding to the earth. Rooting to rise. Inhale, heart and chest lift. And hands come to the heart. Exhale out. Now taking your time from here, inhale. Reach arms up to the sky. And go ahead and hook thumbs and lean to one side. Reach back up and inhale. Exhale and lean over to the other side. Reach up and inhale. Adding a back bend. And then bring hands right through the center line of you and fold to the floor for one more round. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out and folding to the floor. You'll take your time and step back to downward dog. And from downward facing dog, shift into your plank. Lower the ribs and chest to the floor. Hug the elbow bones in. Inhale, lift up, breathe in. Let's look over right shoulder and pause. And this is going to allow the left hip to lower. Come center and come down to the earth. So we're just varietizing the back bend. Inhale, lift up and look over left as you let the right hip bone dip down. Center, come back down to the floor. One more time, inhale, heart and chest lift, just our back bend, and exhale to a downward facing dog. And then look forward to step your feet. Halfway lift on an inhale. On an exhale, folding, breathing, exhaling, rising up, inhale, heart and chest are lifting. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Again, notice how you're feeling. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathe in together and breathe out. Go ahead and bring arms relaxed at your side. Chair pose, we're going to add in again our theme of heart opening. So as the knees bend and the hip bones sit back, squeeze the shoulder blades and again press your chest. But as you do this, tilt would still descends down. So your low back is going to want to lift you a little bit here and use itself for leverage. But sit back into chair, squeeze the shoulder blades, and lower the sits bones. Deep inhale, and deep exhale. Again, deep inhale, deep exhale. Take your time and fold to the floor. Halfway lift on inhale here. And on exhale, and you can always keep your foot lifted. Left foot is going to step back into a lunge. And we're going to take our time, if the knee permits this, to lower left knee. Heart opening again, you're going to lift up here. My knee is slightly diagonal from the hip and glute to give our hip its first stretch. Inhale, and arms will lift up. And then from this, we're going to just go ahead and bring the hands down by the low back and squeeze the shoulder blades again. Take your time, bring the left hand next to side by side with the right foot and lift the right arm and twist. You're twisting towards your right leg. Your right palm faces the same direction you face. You'll come back down to the floor. And one more time, come upright here. Now this can all be done standing as well. You're going to hook your thumbs next and gently lean towards the right side. Inhale and reach up. Exhale as hands come down to the floor. This will be our first full vinyasa flow. So one round as we lower ribs and chest. And inhale and lift the heart and chest. And exhale to push back to downward dog. Then looking forward, the feet are going to step. Halfway lifting, folding, breathing here. And rising up to the sky with the breath in. And hands by our heart with the breath out. Shaking everything out here. And moving into our other side. Chair pose once again. We sit back into the heels of the feet. And arms will reach back as the shoulder blades squeeze together. The tailbone pulls downward. Continue to breathe deep in and breathe deep out as well. One more inhale. Go ahead and fold to the floor. Halfway lift on inhale. And then left foot will stay forward and right leg will come back. And again, you always have the option, and this will be option on round 2, where the knee stays lifted. We're going to come up with a knee down for a variation first. And inhale here. And then exhale. And then just go ahead and bring your hands to your side. And bring them by the lower back. And squeeze the shoulder blades once again. Inhaling and exhaling here. Now, in the practice, as we move through heart openers, they might feel constricting at times, especially given our circumstances. Less socialization is going to close this up. So really be open-minded here. We're coming into our twists next. As you move through these, that they might be a little impeding today. That's really normal, and we're opening that up. We're working a little bit, with lack of better words, against what's happening with the norms right now, with these heart openers, but we're also allowing our body to open up through the willingness and openness that we have to do so, physically and mentally today. As your hand comes down to the floor, let's come back upright. Interlace or hook the thumbs, and you lean towards the front leg. Bring the hands down to the earth, and then feel free to move through a high and low plank here. Child's pose, downward dog, bypassing are all great options. This would be one of your first child's poses if you did take one. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog from here. And then looking forward, the feet will step. Halfway lift on inhale. On exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale, lift the heart and chest. And hands will come to your heart space on your next exhale. Now, as we move through this, it's going to flow now from crescent lunge, just to give you a little forecast. So sit the hip bones back and squeeze the shoulder blades. Heart and chest are lifting, weights in the heels. Breathe in, exhale and fold. Halfway lift on inhale. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to the earth, step the left foot back and set yourself up for crescent lunge. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, go ahead and bring the hands down by your spine, your low back, Inhale and open your heart and chest. We're adding the back bend with some support. We don't want to dump into low back, so we pull the tailbone down. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, low twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hooking thumbs, lean towards the right side. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, come down to the floor and move through high and low plank next. Meet in downward dog. And from downward dog, look forward, step your feet. Halfway lift on inhale, exhale and fold. In a root to rise, inhale, heart and chest lift. And hands come to the heart on your next exhale. We're going to flow with side B. We have 2 rounds of flow, so this is our first on side B. Sit back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, inhale. Exhale and fold to the earth. Halfway lift on inhale. As hands come to the floor, right foot steps back for crescent lunge. Inhale and rise up into crescent lunge. Exhale, float the hands. Inhale, tailbone downward, open up heart and chest, back bend. Exhale, reaching up. Inhaling again. Exhale, right hand to the earth. Twist. Inhale, come back up. We use our strength in our leg. Exhale, hooking thumbs and leaning towards the left side. Inhale, crescent, reset. Exhale to the earth. Step back into downward dog and move through high and low plank. I'm cueing that for you. I'll meet you in your downward dog. And from your downward facing dog, look forward and step your feet once again. Halfway lift on inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Rise up to the sky, inhale. And hands come to your heart, exhale. We're going to flow through 1 more round here. Sit back into chair pose, inhale. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift on inhale. Left foot stays forward in crescent lunge, right foot steps back. Rise up, inhale, crescent. Exhale, prepare for a back bend. Inhale, back bend here. Exhale, release hands. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, low twist. Palm faces the direction you go with the twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hook thumbs and lean over the leg that is forward. Inhale. Exhale, come down to the floor and move through high and low plank. Meet in downward facing dog. Look forward and step the feet. Halfway lift. Fold and exhale. Root to rise, inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. You'll move whichever leg you haven't moved yet in the same movements here. Sit back into chair, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift on inhale, last flow here. Exhale, hands to earth, other foot stepping back. Rise, inhale, crescent. Exhale, float the hands to your sides and to the low back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release, reach up. Inhaling, exhale, come down into a low twist. Inhaling and rise up. And taking your time, exhale and lean over the front leg, hooking thumbs. Inhale. Exhale as you come down to the earth and move through high and low plank. We'll be in downward dog. Big inhale and big exhale. Then you'll look forward to step your feet. Halfway lift on inhale. On exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale. Dancer pose is where we're going in balance. Exhale, hands to heart. Breathe in 3 inhales and 3 exhales here. You want to open the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades. Palms face the earth. Inhale and exhale. Once more, inhale and exhale. And then release your hands down. We're going to take dancer pose as slow as you need to. If you have a wall or a partner at home with you that you'd like to use, you could, and it would be the same leg and arm that you're using because you're facing each other. Or the wall is a really nice option just to hold for the pitching. But as we pitch forward, this is a heart opening balance. So the shoulder blades are again squeezing together. There's this action, and the heart is angling diagonal towards the sun and the sky. So we'll start with our right foot and root into it. And right arm will lift. Left foot will come back. And from here, you're going to bring the heel towards the glute. You can take inner or outer foot. We press into this, then we lift up right here. Now again, you could use the wall. I'm using a little corner of a wall here to demo that. But my heart is continuing to lift. I'm continuing to push energetically into the foot as well in this pose. Breathe deep in and out here. One more round of breath. And release, let it go, shake it out. And then taking your time, we're going to move into the other side. So we root into the opposite leg, and we again lift up. It's almost as if little strings are pulling you at this diagonal through your collarbones. Opposite leg comes to your backside. Take inside or outside of your foot. Kick into this. You can always lasso where you prop at home as well to get the foot. And begin to lean. So this action of coming down, you may see that in photographs, etc. That's okay. But today we're really focusing on heart opening. So I want you to stay very lifted in this posture. I encourage you to stay lifted and reach the heart and chest. Press the sternum forward. Your chin pulling back and then angling and diagonaling upward. 2 more inhales and 2 more exhales. And then from that, you'll release and let it all go. And we're going to flow just one round to come on to our sits bones as we come down to the floor next. Moving into getting on the floor next. So inhale, reach up. And exhale is swan neck to the floor. On a breath in, halfway lift. On a breath out, hands to the earth. You can step your feet back. You can move through high and low plank. And we're going to meet in downward dog. And from our downward dog, our feet are going to step, walk, or float through. And we're ending up on the sits bones. I modified and swung my 2 legs around. The knees are going to come close together. You're going to think of heart and chest lifting once again in Navasana, boat pose. And we're going to hold our boat pose. That's what we're going to do today for about anywhere from 5 to 10 breaths. I want you to shake a little bit in this pose at home And really allow the heart to lift. Again, there's this lifting action, even though gravity has it going in the direction of the floor. So knees, as much as they can glue together, we're working towards that as well. Palm sides of the hands face the ceiling. There's this receiving action in this pose. Legs could lengthen, or knees can stay bent. Maybe we'll feel our hip flexor. Go ahead and come into bow pose and breathe here. Lean back, lift the legs, feel the quivering, shaking action. In boat pose, you're going to stay here about 5 to 6 more breaths. Breathe in and out in this pose. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Come down to the floor and round your spine. And inhale here. We're just opposing what we did, giving it a little bit of a reprieve. Nice work. One more time here. Maybe there was some dialogue there that wasn't positive. Maybe it was. That would be great if it was. That's a lot of effort when you're working your abdominals to be positive. In our hip opener, we're actually going to take cobbler pose. So, soles of the feet together. We've seen some hip opening as is already. And twisting is pretty much minimal today with the heart opening class. So the soles of the feet are together and our heart and chest are lifted. And I want you to just allow the kneecaps to open up. And we're going to open up our heart in this pose. So either direction with a circle, you're going to come forward and watch the rounding spine, keep the shoulders down. So we're going to roll forward and then move ourselves into one side. This is going to feel nice stretch here. And maybe hold the shin bones to lean back. I'm creating a circle and then come back forward. So there's a full inhale and a full exhale here. We're going to go 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the other. And my hand needs to continue to move a little bit from where I put it. Gives my bones of the feet a little massage. You might be doing the same thing here because it is slow. And let's switch direction. So go ahead and roll yourself around the other way. And come forward. And remember, again, we're taking this really slow. And one more time right here. And around we go. Really nice. And release from that. And we get one twist here next, which is really nice. We are going to take ourselves onto the stomach for half bow pose, which has a little bit of twisting element to it. And this is one of our more isometric, more held back bends here. So taking your time, come down to the floor, onto your stomach. And as you come down onto your stomach, kickstand your left arm forward and take the right heel to the glute, inside or outside of your foot. And we're going to lift up here, and we're gently going to twist and look over the kickstanded shoulder. So first pull the chin bone back, the chin, and then just gently twist. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And then look forward and come down to the floor. And let your two legs windshield wiper to the right and left a little bit here. And then taking your time from here, you're going to lengthen the right leg. Left heel is going to come towards the backside. Right hand acts like a kickstand. You're going to gently take your foot into your hand for a half bow pose and lift up again and gently look over the arm that you are kickstanded on. Deep inhales and deep exhales here. One more round of breath. And then go ahead and look forward with the gaze and come down to the floor. And we can move through one more flow here. And if moving through a flow would serve you for a little bit of heat and warmth, please go there. If you'd like, we're going to take some cat and cow as well. So join us in cat and cow after your flow. We're going there next before we come on to our back. And this just gives us that little bit of a stretch through our back muscles as well before we come on to the back. Legs are going to come around, and the next posture we will take is our inversion today. And sometimes it has back bend components to it. So if you're looking for a hip, or pardon me, a heart opener to bring into the flow here, fish pose is a wonderful option. The legs will lengthen, and I'm demoing fish pose for the inversion today. The arms come to your sides and lower to the floor. Probably a little bit sunny here, so I hope you can still see me. We're lifting our heart and chest, and then our head rolls back right here. And then if you want to increase this, walk the hands forward and lower your head completely to the floor, but keeping your chest and the back energetically going upward. My arms are merely a heavy object at the sides, and there isn't compression in the neck, in those vertebrae. I'm definitely looking back, but I'm not going to the full range of motion my neck could take, as that would really crunch the spine. So I'm going to have you stay in your inversion for about 3 to 4 more breaths here. So just let yourself breathe in whatever inversion you have taken. One more deep inhale. And exhale. And taking your time from there, you're slowly going to come out of the inversion. You're going to slowly bring the knees into the chest. And palms of the hands will open up towards the ceiling. And the legs are just going to gently windshield wiper right and left here. And before Shavasana, we're ending with one more asana, one more pose. We are taking Supta Baddha Konasana, which is supine butterfly. Our soles of the feet come together. And readjust your sits bones. Bring your right hand near your heart or onto the heart. Bring your left hand onto your navel. And as you do this, if you want the arms to be heavy, they might move a little bit from those spots, depending on bodies. That's really normal. And let your eyes close here. And coming back to the Madra and the mindful dialogue
of our practice and taking this through our day. So kindness within your heart and within the conversations you have with yourself, and being very intentional. And especially through maybe a to-do list you have, maybe if things are not accomplished, still considering this positive dialogue of doing your best and putting in the effort and getting by each day. And practicing this positive dialogue of love, trust, and honor in yourself with both the actions, the thoughts you have, and the unexpected, whatever does come your way. From this pose, bring the hands to the outside of the thigh, gently bring the legs together. They can go a little bit side to side once again if you need them to. And then putting on socks, sweatshirts, whatever you might have or need, or a blanket. Final relaxation is the next pose here. You'll let yourself melt into that pose. Take your time to get there and slowly bring yourself to final relaxation. Let your eyes close and let everything just go. Find stillness and find your breath. Taking your time, you'll start to wiggle the fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. And the knees will gently hug into the chest. So you're giving yourself this hug on the floor, rocking a little bit side to side. And from that, you're going to rock and roll and come up to easy seated pose. And once an easy seated pose, The hands will gently come to your heart. Thank you so much for continuing to ebb and flow and be understanding and open to the newest version of how we continue to build our community through a practice together. It is very much appreciated. It really is a light in my day and in my week to come into these mornings knowing I get to share something with you and hopefully be a little bit of light in your day. I feel very honored that you take the time and are open to that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all a lovely day. Namaste. If you are open to it and have time this evening, we will be offering an evening practice. And that evening practice